days off. So for me, I lost, I'd say about 28 pounds from the time I stepped in the gym to the day I fought my first fight.
Shocker, man.
So yeah, I mean,
So you trained for how long before your very first fight?
about 4 months.
You trained 4 months.
But he had martial arts background before that. So.
Okay, so what if you felt ready, or what if your trainer felt that you were ready in a month and a half, even though you had your martial arts background? Would you get in the ring, or would you wait to know that you're 100% ready? Like, how does somebody evaluate that?
You know, that is between you and your trainer. I mean, if you, obviously the athleticism between one guy and another is going to be different and things like that. You know, if you're explosive at your weight and you can handle it, yeah. But the big thing is, there is, mental preparation for getting in the cage for the first time is, you can't. There's nothing like it until you've done it. You can't really prepare yourself for what you're getting into until you're actually there doing it. And the other thing is, from a cardio standpoint, I've seen a lot of guys who are in really good shape step in the gym for the first time, and they can't last 3 minutes. They can't last 3 minutes and they're throwing hands. No way, no how.
Totally.
So, if you're not used to training in it, and you just stepped off the street and you want to fight, I mean, yeah, somebody might let you in the cage, but if you're forced to fight, 3-round fight, you're probably not going to do well. So, I mean,
I always make a joke that whenever we're in there, I'd love to fight Lance Armstrong. Man has a resting heartbeat that's phenomenal and can go and can bite for hours, but start taking that person down, start slamming that person, start working submissions on them and everything else. It's a completely different breathing pattern. It's not like running on a treadmill or running outside or being a traditional athlete where you can get in a good rhythm, stay in it. You have constant breaks. Like in football, you've got, you tackle, then you get a few seconds, you can rest and everything, and you got back and forth and back and forth. Here, it
never translates exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to help.
Yeah, and
he's going to be that much faster. We've got a professional biker at CMMA, and it helps a lot. But yeah, and Steve, we talked about it. He's got to get into fighting shape.
Yeah.
And he's gone through that battle to do, make the crossover. It was a lot easier for him than it would be for me.
Oh well, someone who's got a great base in conditioning and strength and cardio and constantly works out generally is a good thing. But on the same note, definitely you want to have someone who's fight ready, who
mentally and physically.
Because there's the physical aspect of it, but then there's the mental, and you get down there and you get in a bad situation, and you'd be surprised how many physically fit people quit because they weren't prepared for it mentally. And the question that you had asked where, if someone had been training for a month and they're ready to put in a fight, then that would have to be a phenomenal student in my book, because I would never put someone in a month, 2 months. I've had fighters come to me from other camps to train and to take it seriously because their coach or whatever were putting them in on weeks' notices without even telling them.
Right. So what do you say to trainers that do that? Because there was a situation, I guess I shouldn't really specify who, but what if a fighter goes in and just loses their first fight? I mean, miserably, because this trainer just wanted to get a fight.
Yeah.
Get a fighter in the ring and get a name for the trainer.
Yeah, there are fighters out there that right now who have like 10 losses on their card because they never trained. They get a phone call from their trainer saying, I think this is going to be a good test for you. Didn't you think the first 3 that you lost before you got the 10 losses in a row would have been enough to say, okay, this is what you need to do? And
what kind of name does it make for your gym and for yourself as a trainer if you throw a guy to the wolves?
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's my thing. If you toss the guy in there and he's getting beat over and over and over, mercilessly, and he's not ready for those fights, I don't know how everyone else looks at it, but when we're there, I'm impressed with the trainers. And like the big thing I was telling them in the back, is like CMMA. Whenever I've seen them, the big thing that impresses me about them when I see them is that they've got 10, 11 guys that I've seen fight. And I've only seen maybe 2 losses out of their school so far, I mean, everyone there is well prepared when they get into the fights. If I see a trainer who goes out there and he's got 6 guys I've seen fight, and I've never seen a guy win, and 5 out of 6 guys look like they had no business being in there, then that's a trainer that I don't want any part of,
Hey guys, unfortunately we're running a little short on time, so we want to congratulate both Mateo and Mike on your wins this past Friday.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mike, for making the list. Mateo for being on the list when it comes.
If not, like I said, grocery list.
Future prediction. No, exactly. We'll see how that 145-pound list
For every trainer that wanted to smack his student one
Yeah.
I
day,
just want to
you
throw
got
one thing in there real quick about the new gym I'm training at. There's a brand new gym that opened up in St. Charles. It's Domain MMA. It's in Newtown, St. Charles. So if anybody out there in St. Charles looking for it, we got a pretty good core so far. We got 5 guys that train there, and we are completely undefeated as a group.
You have a
we
trainer?
have a record of
Head
12
trainer?
and 0, and the trainer is Dustin Sievers. But if anybody wants to check it out, I wanted to give it a holler out because we
How
got
do they
a new
get a hold of
team.
you?
Well, they can get a hold of Dustin at, let me get it out.
You have a facility out there in Old Town?
Yeah, in Newtown, St. Peters.
Newtown, right.
See.
And where's it at in Newtown?
Well, Newtown's about 3 blocks long, so it's not hard to find, but it's Newtown,
There's a gym.
Newtown Fitness is what it is, and then we have.
Sure, it's in the gym,
next
it's
to
in
it.
the little fitness center.
Yeah, exactly. And Dustin can be reached at 314-800-8238. And it's a brand new gym, like I said, so, and Dustin Sievers is the trainer, and we'll be fighting down in Rolla this weekend. We got 2 fighters going, Matt Holm and Kevin Batham, and they're both undefeated, so. I just
Well,
wanna-
Round and Pound will definitely come out there and visit you and Dustin.
Yeah, heck yeah, man.
The town, we really look forward to coming out to your place, standing your ground, and seeing what you guys are all about and introducing it so people can know where to find you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and we also invite, there are fighters that come from other training camps that we have no desire to tweak you or change you or say that what you're doing is wrong or this or that and so on and so forth. We also run, boot camp style training, a lot kind of like
You see those tires.
Mr. Noble does, Steve does, caveman style training and everything. Along with training fighters and everything, I've also had my personal trainer certification and strength and conditioning coaching and everything, and love to do that as well. And that actually was the first way I started training before I started carrying over into the MMA aspect, was just doing personal training. So,
Well, thanks a lot, guys, and Quentin, thank you, and good luck in your upcoming fight.
thank you.
Thanks.
All
Thank
right,
you.
guys.
Thank you guys.
Next, we're bringing some additional fighters from Warriors Collide. Steve
What a good
Canova's going to
show
be
that
joining
was,
us.
Andy.
What a great show it was.
What a good show that was.
We have two folks here and talk about good sportsmanship. Here's 2 of the best guys when it comes to sportsmanship. Class fighters, class guys.
I mean Shannon.
Shannon Walsh. Hey, Shannon, how's it going tonight? No, we are talking about Brian Mason and James Walsh. Welcome, guys. You guys had a tremendous fight last Friday, but beyond the fight, 2 great guys. It was a great fight. Let's talk. Say that first. Steve talked about it earlier. He was very much impressed with you, Brian. James, you did a great job. It was just a tremendous fight, but more importantly, after the fight, you guys showed tremendous sportsmanship, and that just says so much for our sport.
I'm going to take this because I know James don't like to talk as much as I do. So I'm gonna take this one.
Would you please
I got him on the
Jay?
hook. I gave him a popcorn. Now David's talking.
Can I interrupt you for a moment though? Venom was one of the sponsors of the show.
Yeah.
I didn't get a Venom shirt.
I
That's
didn't get
for
him
long.
enough.
All right.
That's one of the perks.
I just want to know how that worked.
After the fight, after I kind of got my senses together and started breathing normally after that knee he gave me, I went over and I talked to him and I personally congratulate him. Now I want to kind of just publicly congratulate him.
Class act.
Yeah, it was it was a great fight. I'd rather fight somebody like James every fight than fight somebody that I know I'm going to beat or something like that. It just doesn't mean the same thing. It was a great matchup. I think we both deserve to be there. I think we both won a bunch of fights to get there. I think at the time, we were the top 2. And I say that I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I do really think that we were the top 2 125 guys around. We had proven ourselves.
I think the fight showed it. I mean, seriously, you guys were going at it.
Yeah, I think it was a great matchup. And if I retired today, and I'm 4-1, and my loss is to James Walsh, I'm damn proud.
There you go.
I'm damn proud. So, but I want to publicly, say, congratulate him. Like I said, it was a great matchup. It was a great fight. I enjoyed it. Still not sure what happened to get me that hard. But a lot of people ask me, what happened? What happened to this? And was it this? Was it that?
I was busy fighting. You tell me.
No, I think people are trying to make excuses for me. They're going like, was it the weight cut? Was it the wrist? No, it was his freaking knee, man.